Gratitude is one of the most powerful human emotions and has a direct impact on our feelings, thoughts, and the experiences we create. The practice of gratitude improves mental, emotional, and physical health. My name is Marianne, and I'm excited about today's practice. This Vinyasa Flow is designed to expand your awareness and experience gratitude. Gather any blocks, blankets, or bolsters that you use for your practice, and then meet me in a comfortable cross-legged seated position on your mat. Gratitude comes from the heart. Notice what happens to your feelings of gratitude during this practice as we focus on opening our hearts. Let's start by creating a lotus mudra with our hands. To do this, bring your hands together in prayer with your thumbs at your heart. Now simply open your lotus flower by pulling your 3 middle fingers away from each other while keeping the base of your palms, thumbs, and pinkies touching. This lotus mudra activates your heart chakra, opening it to love, compassion, peace, and joy. Gently close your eyes and take in a deep inhale, letting your breath out with an audible sigh. Continue breathing deeply for several breaths, becoming aware of the sensations throughout your body. On each in-breath, consider something you are grateful for. On each out-breath, let any tension or stress leave your body. Let deep appreciation and love fill your lotus flower with each breath. Quiet the voices in your head that may be reminding you of everything that is not going well in your life right now. And I invite you to replace those voices with an awareness of something you are grateful for. Come to lie down on your back. Just relax here for a moment with your heart lifted to the sky. Gently pull your right knee in toward your chest, hands on your knee or shin. Keep your left leg extended, toes pointed or flexed, depending on what feels good to your body. Keep that leg active, but relax your lower back, your mid-back, and your shoulders. See if you can just let them melt into the mat. Soften the muscles in your neck and your face. Maybe roll a few circles in the air with your foot and ankle. Now bring both knees in and give yourself a hug. Roll back and forth, side to side for a nice little massage on your back. Then extend your right leg out long, hands wrapped around your left shin. Right leg is long and active. Left knee hugs a little deeper, letting everything else relax. Roll a few circles with your left foot and ankle. Bring both knees back to your chest. Stretch your arms out wide to a T, and then let your knees just fall toward the right side of your mat. Let them land where they land. Keep both shoulders soft on the mat and look out over your left hand. You may feel a really nice stretch in the right side of your neck. Let your heart be wide and open, and as you breathe in, consider what you can be grateful for in this moment. Bring your knees back up to center using your right hand as a guide if needed. Maybe shift your knees back and forth for a moment and then let them drop over to the left. Arms out wide, gazes to the right. Bring your knees back up to center, hugging them into your chest for a moment. Keep the bend in your knees and bring your feet to the floor, heels landing near your tailbone. We'll do a reclined butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet toward one another and let your knees fall out to each side. Let your hands rest on your abdomen and become aware of your breath. Body relaxed. Bring your knees back up to touch, keeping your right foot where it is. Bring your left foot up in front of your right knee, letting it rest gently there. Hands can come back to your abdomen or lace them through your legs, holding on to the back of your right thigh, whatever is comfortable. This is often referred to as figure four or sometimes reclined pigeon, and it's a nice stretch for releasing tension in the hips and pelvis. Now bring your arms and hands back out to a T and let your right foot come to the ground behind your tailbone. Keeping your left foot on your right knee, let both legs fall down toward the left side of your mat. Again, shoulders relaxed on the mat, heart open wide. Bring your legs back up to center and bring both feet to the floor, heels near tailbone. Maybe shift the knees back and forth like a windshield wiper. Now, let's take the other side. Left foot stays on the ground. Right foot comes to the left knee. Hands can come back to your abdomen or lace them through your legs, holding onto the back of your left thigh. Keeping your right foot against your left knee, let your left foot come down to the mat and bring your arms out wide to a T again. Gently allow both legs to fall down to the right side of the mat. Shoulders relaxed on the mat, heart opened wide. Bring your legs back up to center and bring both feet to the floor, heels near the tailbone. Maybe shift your knees back and forth like a windshield wiper. Pull your knees back into your chest and cross one shin over the top of the other. Reach your arms forward and take hold of the top of each foot, gently pulling them away from each other. Continue holding onto your feet and allow your shoulders and head to come back down to the mat and relax. When you're ready, uncross your shins and recross on the other side. Then reach for your feet again. Now allow your body to relax down onto the mat once more. Release your feet, uncross your shins, and bring your knees toward your chest. feet hip distance apart and raised to the sky. Once again, reach your arms up and through, grasping your feet with both hands, coming into happy baby. Perhaps feel the love, joy, and gratitude that comes so naturally to babies. You can rock back and forth, giving yourself a gentle massage on your spine. And when you're ready, release out of the pose and come to a seated position. On a big inhale, sweep your hands out to the side and over the head, palms touching. Staying nice and tall, grasp your left wrist with your right hand and lean over to the right, feeling a nice stretch in your side body. As you're able, look up past your left elbow and open your heart to the sky. Breathe into the shape. Come back to center and we'll take the other side. Switch your grasp to your right wrist and lean your upper body to the left. Looking up past the right elbow, open your heart to the sky as you fill your lungs. Come back to center and release your arms down to your sides. Bring your arms behind you, allowing your hands to come to the ground behind each hip with your fingers pointing backwards away from your body. Open your chest and your neck, allowing your head to come back slightly. Breathe in and out deeply here, filling your heart and soul with love and gratitude. Take a few deep breaths. Keeping your hands behind you, bring your chin back to level. Take the weight off your hands and clasp your fingers behind your back. With your neck long and shoulders away from your ears, let your head fall toward the right. Come back to center and switch the clasp of your fingers, bringing the other thumb to the top, and then let your head fall toward the left. Come back to center, release your grasp and shake out your hands. Bring your right arm across your chest, wrapping your left arm in front of it, pulling it close to your body for a nice shoulder stretch. You can even bring your right hand around behind your shoulder if that feels good. Release and switch sides. Left arm across the chest, right arm wraps underneath, pulling it in. Release and shake out your hands. Bring both hands behind your neck, interlocking the fingers. Now round your back. Bring your chin towards your chest and bring your elbows toward each other as though they were going to touch, keeping your fingers behind your neck. Take a deep inhale as you uncurl and sit back up, head lifting, chest opens wide, elbows far apart. Exhale, curl back down. Inhale, uncurl and expand. Do this several more times at your own pace, in rhythm with your own breath. Unclasp your fingers and bring your hands to your knees. Stay firmly on your sit bones. Lean your torso toward your right knee. And then begin to make circles with your torso. See if you can line up the circles with your breath, making each one bigger than the one before. Take several circles in this direction. And then switch to the other direction, becoming as exaggerated as you want. Now sit up nice and tall, and keeping your back flat, let your torso fall forward toward your legs. When it gets there, tuck your chin to your chest, round your shoulders, and then sit back up. Inhale, flat back, fall forward. Exhale, curl and round back to sitting. Inhale, flat back, come forward. Exhale, curl and round back to sitting. One more, and then we'll do that in reverse. So, tuck your chin and round your shoulders as you bring your torso forward as though you were ducking under something. Then chest open and flat back as you come back up to seated. Do that several times with your own breath. The more exaggerated the movement, the more flexibility and strength you'll bring to your spine. Now let's take some deep shoulder rolls. Forward several times. And then backwards. Come to meet me in a tabletop position. Bring your hands and knees to the mat. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Back is flat like a tabletop. Toes flexed on the mat behind you. Here we will do some cat and cow shapes. Cow first. Let your abdomen drop toward the mat as your chest comes forward through your arms, head raises toward the sky. Now for cat. Drop your head back down as you round your back in the other direction, arching it to the sky like a cat. Imagine pulling your belly button to your spine. Come back to cow on a deep inhale. And then exhale back to cat. Move between cat and cow at your own breath several times. Now come to plank by stepping your legs out behind you and shifting your weight slightly into your arms. Think of one long line from your heels to the top of your head. Don't worry, we won't be here for long before coming down into child's pose. Drop your knees to the mat and sink your hips right back toward your heels, keeping your arms out long on the mat. Allow your torso to rest on your thighs and your head to come to the mat. Let your body memorize this position, as you are welcome to come back to this any time during the practice. Come back to plank by lifting your torso, shifting your weight into your arms, and stepping your feet back on the mat. Then straight to down dog by lifting your hips to the sky, bringing your chest toward your thighs and letting your head come down between your arms. Take your dog for a walk by shifting the weight from one leg to the other, back and forth, nice and easy. Then begin to work those small steps up towards your hands. Hang out here for a bit, releasing your spine. Then come with me to a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins and lift your torso away from your legs. Keep your back flat and long. Now let your body sink back down to a forward fold. With a slight bend in your knees, come to standing by swooping your arms up and overhead as you rise up tall. Hands meet at the top, then come down to your sides. Tadasana, or mountain pose. You've now done all the key elements of a sun salutation, so let's build on from that. Follow me. Hands up and overhead to touch. Then dive forward, keeping your back flat as you fold forward out over your standing legs. Hands come to the mat in front of your feet. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Lift your torso away from your legs with a flat back. Hands back down to the ground and step your feet back one at a time to plank. Lower your body all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes so the tops of your feet are on the mat. Keep your hands on the mat below your shoulders and gently press up, bringing your shoulders away from the mat. This is baby cobra. Or extend further to a full cobra if you're comfortable with that. Come right back down to the mat. Tuck your toes back under because we're going to push back into down dog. Letting your knees linger on the mat as long as you'd like. Shift your weight to your arms, then evenly back to your legs as you lift your hips to the sky. Stay for a few breaths. And then walk your feet forward again to your hands. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet and take a big inhale as you come back up to standing. Hands touch overhead, then down to your sides, Tadasana. We'll build on that again. This time you can do a cobra again or build on it with an upward facing dog when we get to that point. I'll walk you through it. Hands up and touch overhead. Then dive forward, keeping your back flat as you fold forward out over your standing legs. Hands come to the mat in front of your feet. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Lift your torso away from your legs with a flat back. Fold forward, hands back down to the ground. Step your feet back one at a time to plank. And here's where you can lower all the way down to the ground and do a cobra. Or keep your elbows hugged to your ribs, drop your knees to the floor, and lower your body halfway so that your forearms are perpendicular to your body, called a chaturanga. Adjust your feet so that the tops are on the mat and shift forward as you push up to upward facing dog by lifting your chest and straightening your arms. Open your chest and broaden through the shoulders, dropping them away from your ears. Engage your thigh muscles to allow your legs to lift slightly off the ground. Maintain the length and strength in your spine, taking a few deep breaths. Now drop your knees to the mat, bring your toes back to the mat, and straighten your legs and arms as you lift your tailbone, coming back to downward facing dog. If you're in cobra, come meet us in down dog as you did before. Stay here for a few breaths. We'll walk our feet forward again to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Ground into your feet and take a big inhale as you come back to standing. Hands touch overhead, then to your sides, Tadasana. Let's take another sun salutation, your choice, cobra or up dog when we get to that point. Hands up and overhead to touch, then dive forward, keeping your back flat as you fold forward out over your standing legs. Hands come to the mat in front of your feet. Halfway lift, hands to shins, lift your torso away from your legs with a flat back, hands back down to the ground. Step your feet back, one at a time, to plank. Go through a chaturanga with either cobra or upward facing dog. Knees can stop at the mat or keep them lifted throughout. Meet me back in a down dog. From here, we're going to come to a low lunge. Drop your knees to the ground and step your right foot forward between your hands. Slide your left knee back a bit, point your left foot behind you, top of the foot and shin on the mat. Sink into your hips and tilt your pelvis forward. Bring your arms above your head. Twist your upper body toward the left and bring your arms out wide, left arm back, right arm to the front. Arms back up to the center and twist to the right with your right arm back and left arm front. Now add on your breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left, arms out wide. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist right, arms out wide. Continue that pattern. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Go just a bit deeper, letting your left hand come as far around your body. We'll twist. Right arm to the sky and open your heart. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right twist. Let your right hand come as far around as your body will twist. Left arm to the sky and open your heart. Inhale, arms up. Then on the exhale, drop them to the floor. Keeping your left leg where it is, swoop your right leg around behind you, straighten it, and land your foot on the back of your mat. Reach your right arm to the sky and open into a side plank. Bring your right hand back to plank position and step both legs back to a plank. Let's take that whole sequence on the left. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Slide your right knee back a bit and point your right foot behind you, top of the foot and shin on the mat. Sink into your hips and tilt your pelvis forward. Bring your arms above your head. Twist your upper body towards the right and bring your arms out wide, right arm back, left arm to the front. Arms back up to the center and twist to the left with your left arm back and your right arm front. And add on your breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Continue that pattern. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist right. Arms open wide. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist right. Arms out wide and twist just a bit deeper, letting your back hand come as far around your body as we'll twist. Front arm to the sky and open your heart. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Arms out wide. Let your backhand come around as far around your body as it will twist. Front arm reach to the sky and open your heart. Inhale, arms up. Then on the exhale, drop them to the floor. Keeping your right leg where it is, swoop your left leg around behind you. Straighten it and land on your foot on the back of the mat. Reach your left arm to the sky, opening up into a side plank. Bring your top hand back to plank position and step both your legs back into plank. Let's come down into child's pose. Take a few deep breaths. Okay, come back to down dog. Walk your hands forward as you lift your hips and straighten your legs. A high lunge on the left side. Step your left foot in between your hands, but stay on the ball of your right foot. And then lift straight up, hands to the air. Keeping the rest of your body aligned, bring your right hand down by your side, then behind you and up across the top, back to meet your other hand, drawing a circle in the sky. Left side, same thing, large circle. Right side circle, keeping your legs strong and your feet rooted into the mat. Left side circle, tilt your pelvis forward to reduce any strain on your low back. Right side, left side. Now we'll move into a wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to the mat and then walk them around to the right side until you're sideways with your mat. As you straighten both legs, pivot on the balls of your feet, then dropping your heels to the mat. Hang out here at your comfort level, letting your head relax. Stay here and take a few deep breaths. Now keep walking your hands around toward your right foot. Come to the balls of your feet and pivot them to a high lunge on the right side. Front heel drops to the ground, back heel stays lifted. Stay strong in your legs, tucking your tailbone and to take pressure from your back, arms and hands to the sky. Remember the arm circles? Let's go. Left side circle, right side circle, left side circle, right side circle, left side circle, right side circle. And bring your hands back to the mat and then walk them back to the left as you straighten both legs and pivot on the balls of your feet, stopping in the middle. Hang out here for a few breaths. And then bring your hands to your hips and come to standing, legs still out wide. Make cactus arms by bringing them out wide and open, palms up and facing forward. And sink down into goddess pose. Keep your arms where they are and lower your hips and pelvis toward the ground, coming only as low as you feel comfortable. And keep your tailbone tucked. Take a few deep breaths here. Slowly straighten your legs. Keep your right foot planted, pivot on the ball of your left foot, who points to the front of your mat. Bring your arms out to a T and come into triangle. Reach toward the front of your mat, and then bring your left hand down to your shin or to your foot. Right hand to the sky, chest open. Come to a side angle by bending your front leg and bringing your forearm to your thigh, and then extend your other arm to the front. nice long lines. Let's shift to the other side. Straighten your bent leg. Bring your hands to the mat and walk them around to the other side, pivoting on the balls of your feet. And come into a triangle. Keep your right hand on the floor or shin, lifting your upper body away from your leg and turning your torso as you bring your left hand to the sky, heart open. Come to a side angle. Bend your front leg, bringing your forearm to your thigh and extend your other arm to the front. Come to standing by straightening your bent leg and pivot your feet so they're sideways on the mat, then heel toe them together. Hands to your side, mountain pose. We're going to take star pose on the left side. Open your arms out wide and high and keep your left leg straight, lifting it off the ground and leaning slightly to the right. Challenge yourself to the edge of your balance. Come back to Tadasana and we'll do star on the right side. Shift your weight into your left leg. Keep your right leg nice and straight. Lift it off the mat. Lean out to the left. Bring your right foot back down to the mat and come to Uttanasana. For our next set, we'll first come to tabletop. Meet me there. Our next heart opener will be camel. Now there are several stages to camel pose, so please stop at the one that is at your comfort level. Always listen to your body. I like to keep my toes flexed like this, as it's easier for me to reach my heels. However, if you've done this pose before and prefer to be on the tops of your feet, that's okay. Shift to that now. Now come on up to full kneeling position. Bring your hands to your low back, fingers pointing down toward the mat. Tuck your tailbone and lift your heart and chest to the sky. Open your throat and lift your chin. This is a great place to stay and simply breathe. If you're up for a bit of a challenge, reach one hand back to your heel. Sometimes only my fingertips touch, and that's okay. When you're ready, take your other hand back to touch your other heel. Lift your heart and chest. Breathe. When you're ready to come out, bring one hand back to your lower back, and then the other. Let's come into child's pose. Sink into the mat as a rest from that pose. We'll continue our seated poses. Make your way to seated staff or Dandasana. It's on your sits bones, legs extended, hands to your sides. Come to half butterfly on the right side. Keeping your left leg extended, bend your right knee and place the bottom of your bent foot on the inside of your thigh, and then let that knee work its way toward the floor. Sit tall on your sits bones and raise your hands overhead. Hinge at the hips and fold your torso out over the straight leg, letting your hands come to your knee, shin, ankles, or foot. Take a few deep breaths here. On each breath, lengthen and extend, keeping your spine long and straight, and on each out breath, let your torso fall more toward your knee, but be sure and keep the hinge coming from the hips, as opposed to curling the spine over. On your next in-breath, lift your torso up and away from your extended legs. And next, we'll do half Lord of the Fishes. Keeping the bend in your right knee, bring it back up to center. Lift your right foot up and over your left thigh and place it on the ground. You can keep your left leg extended or bend it and tuck it underneath your right hip. Either way, sit up nice and tall on your sits bones. Now, twist to the right as you bring your right hand to the mat behind you and bring your left elbow inside your right knee. Breathe deeply, twisting your body only as far as you are comfortable. And come back to center. Now we'll take a half lotus stretch. Your left leg can stay tucked if you tucked it, or extended. Keeping the bend in your right knee, bring your right foot to your left hip pocket while letting the knee fall slowly down toward the right, even using your hand to guide if needed. This is half lotus. Take a deep breath in, and on your out breath, just let your torso lower toward the ground, rounding your back if that is comfortable. You can bring your hands to the mat for support. Focus on relaxing any of the muscles in your hips and pelvis that feel tightness or tension. On your next in-breath, come back to seated, and on the out-breath, unwind your legs and straighten them both out in front of you. Shake it out. That was a lot of work on our hips. We'll do that sequence on the other side, starting with half butterfly. Keep your right leg extended. Bend your left knee and place the bottom of your bent foot on the inside of your thigh and let that knee work its way toward the floor. Sit tall on your sits bones and raise your arms overhead. Hinge at the hips and fold your torso out over the straight leg, letting your hands come to your knee, shin, ankles, or foot, and take a few deep breaths here. On each in-breath, lengthen and extend, keeping your spine long and straight. And on each out-breath, let your torso fall more toward your knee, but be sure and keep the hinge coming from the hips. On your next in-breath, lift your torso up and away from your extended legs. And we'll do half Lord of the Fishes. Keeping the knee bent in your left knee, bring it back up to center. And lift your left foot up and over your right thigh and place it on the ground. Remember that you can keep that right leg extended or bend it and tuck it underneath your left hip. Either way, sit up nice and tall on your sits bones. Twist to the left as you bring your left hand to the mat behind you and your right elbow inside your left knee. Breathe deep, twisting your body only as far as comfortable. Come back to center and we'll take that half lotus stretch. Your right leg can stay tucked or have it extended. Either one is fine. Keeping the bend in your left knee, bring your left foot to your right hip pocket while letting the knee fall slowly down to the left. This is half lotus. Take a deep breath, and then on your out breath, just let your torso lower toward the ground, rounding your back if that's comfortable. Bring your hands to the mat for support. Focus on relaxing any of the muscles in your hips and pelvis that feel tightness or tension. On your next in-breath, come back to seated. And on the out-breath, unwind your legs and straighten them out, both out in front of you, and shake it out. Lots of work on our hips. We'll finish with a few shapes on our back before we finish our practice. Go ahead and lower to the ground. If you have a block or pillow handy, that can be very helpful for our next pose, which is bridge. Now bring your arms down alongside your body, palms flat on the ground. Bend both knees, bringing the heels of your feet up close to your tailbone, feet firmly rooted into the ground. Now pressing equally into the hands and forearms, as well as your feet, lift your back off the mat. For a supported bridge, slide your block, pillow, or bolster under your sacrum and allow the weight of your hips and pelvis to rest down on it. Keep your shoulders firmly rooted on the mat, chin tucked slightly, and your heart open to the sky. Breathe. If you're in a supported bridge, stay there. Otherwise, lower your hips and back down to the ground. Relax for a breath. And then on the inhale, lift up again to bridge. You can stay here or work your arms underneath your back and clasp your fingers. Some people find this as added support. Breathe. Lower back down to the ground. If you're in supportive bridge, remove the block or pillow and lower your hips to the ground also. Hug both of your knees into your chest, holding at the knees or shins, whatever's more comfortable. This is a great counter stretch to bridge, and you can rock back and forth to offer a little massage to your back again. We'll move into our final resting pose, or Shavasana. If you'd like to gather any pillows or blankets, do so now and meet us back on the mat. Shavasana is such an important part of our practice. This is where we let our bodies and our minds completely relax. The shape is simple. Lay down fully on your back, legs extended, arms to your side, palms resting on the mat. Shoulders and neck are relaxed. Allow your body to melt into the floor. Relax the muscles around your eyes, cheeks, chin, and jawbone. As this is a gratitude flow, take a moment to be grateful for your body and all that it was able to do during this practice. Your senses of sight, sound, and touch that kept you present in reality. Your feet and toes that kept you grounded and safe. Your ankles that provided balance. The strength in your legs. The flexibility of your knees and your hips. The mobility of your back and spine. The muscles in your arms and shoulders. the grip and grasp of your hands and fingers, your chest and lungs filling your body with new breath, the beating of your heart sustaining life for another moment. During this practice, we held many shapes to intentionally open our hearts. When our hearts are open, we naturally feel gratitude. The heart chakra, or anahata, is associated with love, compassion, giving, gratitude, joy, and empathy. As you relax in Shavasana, perhaps bring your mind to what you are grateful for. Imagine looking up to the sky on a beautiful sunny day. The blue sky dotted with white clouds slowly floating by, each one representing something in your life that you are grateful for. And as it drifts past, ponder on the feeling of gratitude and love it brings you. Acknowledge each new cloud and what it represents to you as it glides gently by. Slowly bring your mind back to the present moment. Become aware of your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And stretch your arms above your head. And gently make your way onto your side. Breathe here for a moment, allowing yourself to feel the sensations in your body. And when you're ready, make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center, once again creating our lotus mudra. Consider how this practice may have opened your heart a little more to love, compassion, peace, and joy. And as you go throughout your day, I invite you to take with you something that you learned from this practice. Take with you peace and experience the warmth, love, and compassion that gratitude brings into your heart. Take with you a grateful heart. Continue cultivating gratitude as you breathe in love, peace, and joy, and then breathe out appreciation and deep gratitude. Understanding that love and gratitude are two sides to the same coin. Consider how you will share your gratitude with the expanse of eternity that has so abundantly and unconditionally given to you. May the light and love in me see and honor the light and love in you. Namaste.